Okay. Hi.
Reconnect.
Can you hear me now?
Here. Hi. I think I have to stand by the door. Yes.
Okay. There's a little bit of a delay, so...
Okay.
Hi, love. There, that's better.
Okay. Just gotta say, okay, we'll try this.
Okay.
Sitting still, stationary. Trying to think. Hold on.
Good.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, I can't see you.
Can't see me? It's got the...
There you go. As long as you're talking,
Yeah.
it's got this recognition software
Okay.
that they use. And if my tablet moves, it'll freeze. So I've got it propped up on the file box that is called a banker's box that friends has brought me with all the transcripts in it.
Cool.
So, okay, we're good. How are you, honey?
I'm good. I like the irony of Francis bringing you a banker's box.
Oh my god. Don't even get me started on the cosmic humor.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Just a certain bird put a certain message in about a certain begins with an R, and so I won't say anything unless you say anything. The beginning of the message begins with an R. R-E.
Okay. It doesn't matter now, but none of that. I'm inside, so there's no conditions of release, right?
No, not a person R, but an action R.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
AK put a message in a place that I frequent. That's a small group.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that H would be begins with an R. So is there anything you can tell me on that?
Oh, yeah, we just didn't know we always knew what the end result would be, we just didn't know what the details would be. You know, because there was just so many possibilities of what the details could be.
So do you have more narrowed down possibilities?
No, just, the more the data comes out, it's sort of like, remember document 98?
Yep.
Okay. Document 98 told the whole story, why I was in D.C.,
right.
why, all this stuff. And I remember Cynthia Davidson going, oh. She was like, seriously, I thought I'm President Fly. On and on and on. And I just sat there, and that's why if you read the transcript, she sits there and she keeps going, what makes you so special? Why would you be the criminal? What makes you so special? And I just looked there and like, because I can let beliefs go.
Right.
I don't know. It's just ask anyone and they'll probably give you a different answer. Each one of them.
Right.
So now the shit's coming out from Strzok and McCabe and all that stuff and the text messages and the truth. It really lends credence to the whole the future proves the past.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
So, every 20 years now, I've been doing a job that usually isn't spoken about. In 2012, December 2012, we made it visible. And slowly, obviously. But, there's so many different ways. Right now, what's going to happen, the details that are solidifying the most into actuality, because mind you, there's so many possibilities, and a whole bunch of them get solidified into actualities, and then it really just is the best mix of the details of what actually gets seen and experienced, okay? So we still have a certain large portion of details, like the space program, that has to be further released to the public, okay? And a lot of that has to do with different squads and groups that I've worked with over the years, which have been helping out with the U.S. military, making sure they had all that they need to be able to, neutralize other certain forces like the Chinese and the Russian and, and then of course you have the intelligence agencies on top of that. But it's the parts from the space programs that still need to be made visible to the general population of this planet. So you're going to have that stuff come in, because what we knew from the very beginning, and this is on the website, that the data that I put out there on my particular website was just, there's all these parts that you guys didn't know about. We always knew from the beginning, it was always planned and prepped for, that that had former management and control when we want to let go of it. So the day on February 1st, which was the National Freedom Day, right, was the day that Brian was like, get her back in. I mean, he was frantic
right
on the bench. He was panicked, okay? And Randy, I remember Randy's face, because we met back up at the, when we were in the U.S. Marshals and they were going to transport us back to the facility. We stood next to each other. And man, he was crestfallen.
right
And I just sat there and I was so excited. And that is the difference between having the data and not having all the data.
right
And I felt...
And also not being able to, not having that inner certainty and knowing. That's really because even if you don't have the data and you have the other one, you may say, I don't know, but I know, kind of a thing. And
my heart broke for him, and then I felt the emotions he was feeling, and I just took him in and I just said, honey, it's all worth that. I was like, just hold on tight. I said, I'm in here while you're in here. I don't go home until you go home. Okay? And I said, don't worry, it's all been planned, put in for scene. I said, you have to, it could have been Tennessee, it could have been Washington State, it could have been New York, it could have been Kentucky, it didn't matter.
Right.
Because the Federal Reserve uses every single state, plus every single country, and it's not just the Federal Reserve, it's also BIS, Bank of International Settlements, and every central bank does this. It's not just the Federal Reserve. I was like, so... there's a reason, and I said, you can either choose to look back at every single moment that has led to this moment, and you can see how brilliantly planned it was. Reasons why not to Tennessee.
Right.
So I said, but I get that you're in a moment where you cannot see the synchronicity and the total brilliance of this pre-planned, operation, this sting operation. I said, I get that, honey. I said, so I'm here with you. Just know you're there. While you're in lockdown, I'm in lockdown.
Right.
I'm not letting you, I wouldn't have done this if I was just going to bag it. And let him, and it's not just him. There's others in here that are in here for, going back to get theirs from the Federal Reserve.
Right.
It's amazing. And I get messages from inside of here going, oh my God, I can't believe you're in here. We've been following, and they knew all about all this stuff. They've been doing this stuff all along, and I was like, it's not a battle anymore. Everyone's working from every single position and vantage point, etc., etc. So,
right. And I've been giving him reading the information from Q and stuff, and I said, it's a chess game. If you think of it more of a chess game, a chess strategy. So I've been sending him PDFs of chess strategy, and he's now using that in his thinking, and it's made a big difference to see it's not just one incident, it's all of it, and it all goes together. So it's taken a while, but I think it's
all interconnected. So right now what you're going to have is they're just now bringing out the evidence and the documentation showing the text messages and everything else that there was a threat against the president, physical threat. You're now going to end up having the Federal Reserve being added as far as trying to remove Trump in order to get their own guy in there, because, I mean, nobody ever suspected that Hillary would not make it out of the top tiers, okay? The very top tier, yes, because their whole thing to me when I was in D.C. was, how do we tell them when we like them? You know? How do we handle this? I was like, okay, how? Okay, we all know how that went down, and is going down.
Right.
So, you know, Randy, he's fine. That's what I love watching is there's been a real documentation, real time, for those at the very top as well as everyone in between to see what it's like for someone who doesn't have all the data or, you know, knows that they have all the data and all the parts that are there, and then someone who has it and then loses the confidence in it and in themselves.
Right.
You know? And then those that are completely just totally ignorant, like Cynthia Davidson and, you know, the rest of them. I mean, I'm less angry about it, but those that were throwing Parker still under the bus. I mean, if you guys could have seen how Judy handled that and expressed the love to him and saying, we embrace you.
Right.
We know what this looks like, and we understand how hard this is for you. And he goes, and she's like, you know, I would give that guy a hug and cheer with him since the very beginning.
Right.
You know, but this is how the Federal Reserve treats everyone, Dave. You know, and not just them, but those similarly situated, the central banks and the central bank of central banks and the families. They really don't care. You know, so this is the grace and the ease that every human quote-unquote being and all being in existence is showing them everyone matters.
Right.
Everyone. You know, and this is how powerful everyone is, you know? So it's beautiful, and I thank everyone so much. I mean, God, you know, there's so much awakening going on the outside. And that's what I hear from, you know, different colleagues I work with, and especially Yusuf, and everyone else is like, they don't care. You know, Tennessee just put on paper and put on record in so many different ways. Those that are delegated to duties to enforce laws do not follow the laws. Period.
Right.
And it could have been Tennessee, it could have been Washington State, New York, wherever. It could have been Italy, it could have been China. It doesn't matter. The point was those laws were never there to be followed by the enforcers anyway.
Right. Now, as it relates to the transcript, you had said that there is no actual stipulation that says we can't release them, although there is something. Apparently Randy's just filed for a notice of he will be wanting to redact something, so he could get it in, so he could anyway. So I was going to release them, but if he's filed that, I don't think I can. Of course, the irony is that if I pay for them, I could release them, so privacy is for sale. The only reason I can't release them is because they weren't paid for. They were given because of the indigent clause, which I think is very funny, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I have to actually take each of these volumes. That's a great time. I have to take each of these volumes and duly accept them, you know, because they're an original instrument. And then I have to duly accept them as evidence of acts of corruption and, you know, of foreign agents. So each volume is going to have to be filed anyways with what they've given me. Now I've got to go in and duly accept those as evidence of acts of foreign agents.
So once you accept them and file them, then they're a matter of the file, so I'll just publish the file, and I'm cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a public document, but I mean, it's just the same protocol that I follow with every other transcript.
Right.
You know, and as far as redacting, all the information that's in there, for me personally, whether it's my social security number, my name, or my birth date, I mean, you saw everything's already been, everything was disclosed with the grand jury testimony.
Right.
The transcripts, plus the FBI files.
Right.
Or the FBI 302s. The 302s that Parker still did. So, Randy's doing his thing, and I respect that and honor that, but I have to do my job.
Right.
Which is do it using his original instrument as evidence of acts of foreign agents.
Okay. Well, that's what I thought was the plan, and that was my plan to follow you, but I just wanted to make sure from you. I don't really care what anybody else says, so I'm sticking on that plan. So when you do it, then I'll file it.
Yeah, I'm just following. If you look back at every other transcript, this is the formula.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted to confirm that with you. And as soon as those new docs are filed.
To give another,
I was gonna say, as soon as you file those new docs, I'll publish them, and then I'll just, point to them that that's what's in there as well, in case people don't actually read them. They'll just be broken up in the different things.
If they give a redacted.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if they give a redacted, if they go in to file a redacted version, that's a whole other original instrument, that has to be dealt with. So I get it, but I respect Randy's doing what he feels he has to do, and I'm doing what I know I have to do.
Right. Okay. All right. And then Bill had typed in the message that you called and says she expects to be. So is that something that can be imminent? Is that something that can be public, or am I holding that under the hat?
No, as of April 1st, they had till March 18th, they asked for an extension. Okay? So March 18th was the anniversary date they had till then, and then they asked for an extension, so they were given to the end of March. And then as of April 1st, which, we do a lot of cosmic humor as far as dates go.
Right.
You have the National Freedom Day, which was February 1st.
Right.
And, then you have April Fool's Day, which is also Easter, which, when's the last time you had April Fool's on Easter Sunday? If you look at the dates.
Right.
That's how we play. That's how it's always been done. It's like one of the filings was October 24th, which was the actual first day of the United Nations. Every single day had a reason.
And just to clarify, because I'm trying something, and if it works, then the world will hear this. So we'll see. But you said the deadline was the 18th of March, and what you're referring to is the One People's Public Trust filings, correct?
Yeah, the public. It was when all the systems were closed.
Okay.
Closed down.
All right.
So they had till March 18th. They knew that from the beginning, but March 18th, and then there was a request for an extension, and everything has been moving along super fast. So, maybe not as fast as Randy wants it, or even I want it. But the results are undeniable.
Right.
They're factual.
So you said you gave them an extension to the 1st, and now it's...
Well, an extension was granted, and it wasn't just by me.
Right.
I've been committed this whole time for the last 20 years to just doing what needed to get done with everyone else, So it's everyone's involved. It was their agreement to just go ahead and do the extension. So ever since April 1st, anytime after April 1st, it was, and that's why you had a whole bunch of stuff coming out, because by then you had the actual Z did a great job. He went in and did the president in perpetuity.
Right.
What would come on the heels of all that is then finally going, medical miracles. People can live till they're 400, but only if you can afford it. And so President Z would then live until 400. That kind of a thing.
Right.
So, everyone's doing great. Z went in and did that. And you have Putin and everyone else showing that, hey, Syria is not what you think it is. With Trump and everyone else. But no, it's not going to go on. Everything was supposed to be done first quarter of the year.
Okay.
So the only thing that has, you can imagine the kinds of details as far as the military coordinations and everything else, including the ones they want a lot of support, especially in January, with Hawaii and Japan, to be able to go in and make sure that everyone had exactly what they needed. What else can I say? As far as how fantastical it can be as simple as a Scooter Libby kind of a thing,
right?
To as fantastical as space program that want to make it.
Right. Okay. And
I prefer the fantastical.
Yeah.
Just because it's more fun.
Yeah. Me too. And you're expecting that when there will be fairly in sync when then that happens for you and also for Randy? Or is there going to be a lag for that?
I don't know.
Okay.
It depends on the details.
Okay.
All I know is my performance record and my track record has proven that I do what I say I'm going to.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you see, how do you see...
So everyone knows my feelings on the whole,
how do you see the more details about all of not only this purported case? How do you see more of the details about what the Federal Reserve does? The joke of banking, Department of Justice, and everybody's accounts. How do you see more of those details coming out? Will they come out from DOJ generated memo? Will they come out from just public awareness memo? How would you see that happening?
Huge data dumps.
Okay.
Period. Nobody's going to have a claim on who did, DOJ released this, FBI released this, Congress released this, Russia released this, China released this. Nobody's going to get a claim on it. You're just going to have huge data dumps regarding Federal Reserve account information and the Department of Defense. We don't have to wait for an audit, plus all the connections through to China, and everyone's going to be held accountable.
Okay.
For everything that they've done. That includes, all the big players down to little me, little you, little,
right.
Jane Doe, John Doe. It's everyone. We're all responsible for this, whether, we get it or not. Just by not being awake and aware and conscious is a responsibility, an accountability that has to be made all the way to those that actively knew about it.
Yeah, well, we're all complicit in it.
Just a second. Tucci Giraffe. She left, they transported her to severe mental awareness. No, it's okay. Sorry.
Hi, Corporal.
We had 5 minutes here. Okay. So, I wanted to let everyone know, look, it's going full on force very fast right now, and it doesn't matter whether it's played out in a storyline that has every single piece of data there. The point is we can do skips and jumps here, and then all the data fills in between. It doesn't take that much of a genius to fill that in between. So as far as Randall and myself, the end result was always known. It's the details that have to be played with, be awakened and conscious everyone was, and that was the challenge.
Okay.
It was how can we get everyone awake and conscious? And I'm telling you, everyone stepped up to the plate. So the more awake and aware everyone is, the faster all this goes. And, I love everyone that's been involved. I don't have any regrets whatsoever. And regardless of what is said and done, trust me, when it's all said and done, Randy's going to be just fine. Everyone's going to be hugging, and there's not going to be any flare-ups or oscillations or anything like that. So everyone just relax and breathe, because it all comes out. China, Russia, and the U.S. And the U.S. is holding as many cards, but mind you, those are being watched, that even if they hold all the cards and they're trying to clean up, there was always the known possibility that someone trying to do the cleanup could get power hungry and then, subvert everything. So every single possibility was was prepared for, planned for, appropriated, and we've got backup.
Right. And you can see it now with
backup.
Right. And
everyone's free. That is a given. That is not even a question. The question is,
say that again. The last part. Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, you can see with North Korea and South Korea and, big smiles.
I'm just saying, if there was the choice between...
So that's big news. What's funny is that...
Huge delay going on.
Yeah. What's funny is the mainstream media has completely ignored the North Korea, South Korea, basically that they're shaking hands and not gonna nuke everybody anymore. Anyways, one last thought. Anything on? So as all these details come out,
yeah, that never was a possibility. That was never a possibility, Easy. It was always just a dog and pony show. As much as the judicial here in the United States is a dog and pony show, so was North Korea. So,
oh no, I get that, but I'm saying I think it's ironic that the mainstream media is not paying any attention. I understand. I know what the mainstream media is, but you would think everybody else is starting to realize that since they're not paying attention to it at all for such a dramatic thing, that it's even more glaring of how everything is manipulated.
The one thing that they are worried about and that they know is that every single system, including communications, resides within a communication they don't control, and within the electronics and fields, magnetic fields, and everything else that they control. So as far as dumping data and making sure everyone gets it,
right,
they've never had control on whether that happens or not.
Right.
So they've only had the opportunity to choose what their legacy was going to be, how they were going to be remembered, essentially. And it was always planned to be made visible, period. And every single opportunity has been made for that.
Cool. Well,
it's guaranteed.
To me, I'm polishing up my dance shoes, and we're ready for all the new, fun, fantastic things.
This call, Easy. I miss you. I love you. Every time I try to email you, never go. I don't receive your email. I received 2 about a week ago.
Yeah, I don't get any from you, and you don't get from me. I don't know why that is, but I'll keep trying. I'm just gonna keep sending them. Maybe you'll get them.